There's nothing more predictable in life than the unexpected. Lightning will always strike. Hail will fall on roofs. Fortunately, there's AAA. AAA has been helping members stay prepared for over 100 years. So when unusual storms, fallen debris, or sudden leaks happen, you'll be covered. Check, check, and check. Get an insurance checkup to make sure you have the home and auto coverage that's right for you. Visit AAA.com/checkup or stop by your local AAA store.
This is No BS Job Search Advice Radio. I'll stop quickly. Episode 1238. I'm your host, Jeff Altman, the Big Game Hunter. This is my fooling around intro, and welcome. I do one of those once a week in some way, shape, or form. And today's show, it's basically about a mistake I see people make on LinkedIn all the time. Hope you find it helpful. Hope you correct this mistake quickly because it's not doing you any good. And by the way, let me just simply say to you, I'd love to answer your questions about job hunting, but I get too many of them. So if you have questions for me and you're not interested in coaching, reach out to me in one of two ways. I mentioned both at the end of the show, but the two ways are through the app called Magnify, Magnifi, which is iOS only. It's a video chat that we'll have, or through PrestoExperts.com. And that's a phone call. Now, with that, let's get going.
And this is a video that I want to do dealing with goofy things that people do on LinkedIn that are absolutely bizarre to me. Sorry, it seems like video is not really synced to my mouth. So I apologize for that. And I hope you can just sit in, watch the entertainment, and be able to hear the message. You know, I got requests today to connect on LinkedIn. Most of the time, I'm not reaching out to connect. I'm doing sourcing and recruiting, and I'm not really going out aggressively saying, hey, connect with me on LinkedIn, you know. But people do that with me. I'm a very recognized figure, and people want to connect with me. And, you know, there are two things that are absolutely bizarre to me. The first one is the person who has a first name and last initial. Like if my profile read Jeff A. Why? Are you embarrassed by your last name? Are you ashamed of your last name? Or are you trying to hide something from me? Now, I don't know which of the above it is, but I'm going to assume there's a fear of racism orientation. So if you've got a long foreign name, you're concerned that or native U.S. people are going to discriminate on the basis of your name. Okay, so you think if there's a connection request and you try and build out a relationship, we're not going to find out about your name? Like first phone call, first conversation? You know, Jeff A. Hey, Jeff, what's your last name? That's really my first question because I want to know who I'm talking with. I've gotten to the point where I don't accept those requests because, you know, for me, you know, that's not my concern. You know, my concern is getting to know someone, and I don't want them holding out on me in my first interaction with them. So I delete those immediately. The other thing that's absolutely bizarre to me is no contact information. Like I connect with you, and there's no way to reach you. You want me to talk to you through LinkedIn by messaging you? That isn't a relationship to me. That's nothing to me. So someone reaches out to connect with me today on LinkedIn. They seem like they're a normal human being. I connect with them, and there's no email address, no phone number, no way that I can reach out to them except through the system. In case you haven't noticed, LinkedIn is pretty clumsy. And in addition, are you on LinkedIn every day? Probably not. But you're expecting me to sit there waiting while I'm trying to do some networking. I'm trying to ask some questions. I'm trying to get an opinion, do some informational reach out. And, you know, why did you reach out to me? Was this supposed to be a one-way street where, you know, I'm the one who's supposed to give and you're the one who's supposed to take? I'm not allowed to ask you anything? So right off the bat, I have a trepidation and recognize if I do, and I'm a very open networker, what are you doing with other people? The answer is you're annoying them. There's no value to your connection if it's a one-way street. So I just pause for a second and say, don't be foolish. You're on LinkedIn trying to connect with people in order to get some help. Don't be a mooch. Reach out, connect, that's fine. But be generous, be gracious, be helpful to people. Don't start hiding at the very beginning. After all, if you're looking for a job, you want to make it easy for people to reach out to you, right? Right? So be open with your information. Email address, phone number. State your preference as to how you want to be contacted. People will respect that. In terms of your name, put your damn name there. Don't hide it. People will find that anyway, and what have you accomplished? It's goofy, and racism will occur if you have a last name, a 47-letter last name with no vowels in it that people can't pronounce, or they're going to wind up seeing a letter L because you've got your picture there, right? So don't be foolish about these things. Be generous, be gracious, and recognize the obvious that bigotry exists. I know I'm the target of bigotry at times, and you're going to experience the same thing, and there's no hiding it. I wish it were different, but putting a last letter, first initial of your last name there doesn't do anything.
So that's today's show. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, here are a few ways that I can help you. First of all, you can hire me to coach you throughout your job search in every way imaginable. That includes a resume and or LinkedIn profile critique, interview preparation, helping you with a salary negotiation and or networking, answering your questions about your job search, giving you advice about a decision you have to make once you have the offer. We can work in 30-minute or 1-hour increments throughout your search. And the easiest way to talk with me about it is by connecting with me at linkedin.com/IN/the big game hunter. Mention that you listen to the show. I just like knowing that I'm helping folks. And once we're connected, message me that you're interested in coaching. We'll do a free discovery conversation with one another. If you're not interested in coaching and you just have a few questions, the easiest way to do it is by reaching out to me through the Magnify app for iOS. That's Magnify with an I. Or if you don't have an iOS device, if you're an Android user or you just want to call me on the phone, do it through PrestoExperts.com, where I'm a career coach and job search expert. For those of you who've been listening to the show, you know that I always talk about JobSearchCoachingHQ.com. And recently, we've been changing the focus of the site to really emphasize interviewing and answering tough interview questions. If you join, you'll have access to curated information that you can watch, listen to, or read that's designed to help you find work more quickly, as well as videos and podcasts and other information. Again, an emphasis on interviewing and answering tough interview questions. You can also take my classes on Skillshare and become a premium member using the link in the show notes and get 2 months for free instead of the 1 month that the site offers. And the last thing I want to mention to you is schedule me for lunch. I do it at 12:30 most days, and for now I'm making myself available Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday for lunch at 12:30 Eastern Time. We'll meet over Zoom and be able to see one another. You bring something to eat, or if it's early for you, very simply bring some coffee with you. We'll sit and talk for 45 minutes. I'll answer your questions. That's less for $175. That's less than what I charge for comparable time for my coaching. So again, reach out to me through LinkedIn and we'll schedule a time for lunch. Have a great day. Take care.
You've reached Reach the high fashion hotline.
Help! Our family's going to a big football game this weekend, and I want to get us on the Jumbotron in some fresh new styles.
Sprint over to Old Navy.
Old Navy?
Yep, Old Navy's giant thank you event is happening now. Get 30% off your purchase or 40% off when you use or open an Old Navy credit card at Old Navy or OldNavy.com.
40% off? Wow, that's a huge score.
Better hurry, it ends Sunday.
Time to huddle up and head to Old Navy.
High fashion, Old Navy. Valid 9/26 to 9/30. Excludes in-store clearance, register lane items, gift cards, jewelry, today only, and 2-day only deals. 40% offer, subject to credit approval.